Welcome to another exciting edition of Sports Extra with the undisputed heavyweight champion of the airwaves. Nsa Hariguma is my name. I'm ready to serve you with the best of sporting gist. CAF have a new president, that is the Confederation of African Football, talking about Mosape of South Africa, the 9th richest man in the whole of Africa, is the new CAF president. And also good news for Nigerians as Amaju Mevipinik becomes a FIFA Council member, the 3rd Nigerian to actually win the FIFA Council membership. We got that as well. Fixtures to expect this weekend in the world of football from the Nigerian Professional Football League down to what is going down in Europe this weekend. In London, it will be Arsenal up against Tottenham, the North London derby in the English Premier League. Both teams are actually out of the top 10, or rather, Arsenal are out of the top 10 in the English Premier League, and Tottenham Hotspur are out of the top 4 in the English Premier League. Let's see who will become a better side in the North London derby. And also, we'll be touching down on boxing. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury bout is nowhere finalized because Tyson Fury have something to say. We'll be taking a look at all of these during the show today and so many more. Stay with me. Patrice Mosape of South Africa became the CAF Confederation president as at Friday. They, of course, are the billionaire owner of Mamelodi Sundowns. Of course, if you recall very well, Mamelodi Sundowns became the champions of Africa in 2016. He is now the official new CAF Confederation president, and of course, immediately after his election on Friday, he stepped into the podium and of course congratulated and thanked his contenders, the 3 other contenders who were actually the major contenders in what was deemed a 4-horse race, but became a 10-1 as 3 of the Westerners are pulled out in the election race, making sure that Patrice Mosape become, of course, the CAF Confederation president. I think these guys will be looking at him with one corner eye in what Nigerians will say, because it's something that is someone that we really does not know a lot about the African football business. But he's a billionaire, he's got the money, and of course, experience-wise, we cannot really say, because he's one man that has not really been there for a long time. But from 2016, he took South Africa, Mamelodi Sundowns, to become the champion of Africa by winning the CAF Champions League. But also, he's just the one running it, just like Roman Abramovich of Chelsea in Europe. He doesn't really know much about the politics. Does he have what it takes to lead African football to the next phase? That's what we'll be looking at. I don't think so many persons have expressed their concern about it, that they are not really sure. They don't really think that he has what it takes to take, of course, African football to the next level. And of course, ensuring that Africans get a large amount, or rather, a fair share of what becomes for the FIFA World Cup slots. You understand what I'm saying? You know, usually we get 6. I think the maximum number of teams or slots that have been allocated to African teams in the FIFA World Cup was 6, and later on it was reduced to 4, then coming back to 5 again. And I think for Patrice Mosape, the first thing he would need to do is to ensure that African football returns back to its recognition. That is it for Patrice Mosape. And of course, he's not the only one celebrating. He's of course talking about Nigerian football president Amaju Mevipinik also becoming a FIFA Council member. And I think it's something that we also come in, considering the fact that he's a grassroots politician, like we call him. And of course, he's a core sport politician. You know what it takes, and he has been there. He is currently the 5th vice president of the Confederation of African Football by Friday's election. Of course, you can tell that actually he deserves the accolades and deserves to be there. And this means that he is the 3rd Nigerian to actually become CAF, or rather to actually become FIFA Council member. Big congratulations to Amaju Mevipinik. Big congratulations to Patrice Mosape. These guys have a single responsibility: bring pride, restore pride to African football, take it to the next level, and ensure that Africa gets a fair slot in the FIFA World Cup ranking. And of course, ensure that, I wish that in their reign as, of course, a president and, of course, FIFA Council member respectively, an African team will get straight to the finals of the FIFA World Cup. Moving on the show, let's quickly talk about boxing. Let's take a trip to the boxing ring and talk about one bout that so many persons are expecting to become a unification bout. That is the bout between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. But Fury is claiming that the bout is nowhere near finalized because Anthony Joshua's team and, of course, his promoter, of course, they are not ready to come to the table and talk terms. Personally, personally, I feel this bout, the discussion is taking too long. I expected this bout to be in the year 2020, but it didn't because of the coronavirus pandemic and, of course, other mandatory challenger. That has been cleared, and, of course, the coast is now clear for both fighters to go head-to-head in the ring. But right now, the excuse we are getting is that they are not ready to talk terms and come to an agreement on how to share the money from the fight. Well, for Anthony Joshua, you can say that he holds 3 belts and probably go for the better pay from it. But with no disrespect to Tyson Fury also, who is undefeated, I think I must say that he should also get a fair share from whatever proceed comes out from that one. And also, the fact that Anthony Joshua still possesses 3 belts gives him the bragging right and the bargaining right. But for Tyson Fury, is even a more threat. But I think the best is here to see from these guys there. I'm personally expecting this bout to go ahead much later in the year 2021. And also, I'm interested in it because I want to see the heavyweight division in the world of boxing being unified. Is it going to be Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury? Only time will tell. Personally, my wish, I want Anthony Joshua to become a boxing champion and, of course, a unified heavyweight champion. But for Tyson Fury, he has never been defeated. That's one thing that we all need to look out for in wishing that Anthony Joshua becomes the unified heavyweight champion. But hey, here's the thing. Tyson Fury possesses the threat because he has a win-knockout ratio of 7 to 10, and I think that's something that Anthony Joshua needs to work on because we remember how he lost to Andy Ruiz Jr., but he came back against Kubrat Pulev, showing us that fight, that zeal in him that took out Kubrat Pulev, of course, in just 4 rounds in that bout much earlier in the year 2021. But let's see if Tyson Fury and, of course, Anthony Joshua will go head-to-head. I think the both managers need to come to terms and agreement on how, of course, to share the proceeds and, of course, talk terms on venue, fans being allowed or not. I think these are some of the little details that is stalling this battle. If these things can be finalized, I'm very sure, super sure, that we'll get to see the unification bout in, of course, in the world of boxing. Moving on, let's quickly go straight to Formula 1 and talk you through what is going on in the racetrack. It is finally back this weekend. We'll be seeing the Formula 1 back. Of course, Mercedes will be in action. The test practice is currently on. Or rather, this weekend we'll be seeing the Formula 1 action back in the track. And of course, the practice were done on Friday. And also, I can confirm to you that this weekend, by Saturday and Sunday, we'll be seeing the Formula 1. Of course, by Monday, hopefully, I'll be here to give you the details of how it went down, the first Grand Prix, and who won. Well, for Mercedes, they unveiled their car. Lewis Hamilton is still their main driver, and I don't think there will be a better driver in this new series. But hey, don't forget that Max Verstappen is still very much there, and of course Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen, a whole lot of other guys with the world of Formula 1, and of course other constructors are doing so much to ensure that they break the dominance of Mercedes in the world of Formula 1. This weekend, we also get to see that one as well. Let's wrap up the show. This time around, let's talk about football and of course fixtures to expect in the world of football. All right, there will be a North London derby this weekend in the English Premier League. The game between Tottenham Hotspur and, of course, Arsenal, their bitter rival. For Arsenal, they are far back, of course, down below in the table. But for Tottenham, with Jose Mourinho, Gareth Bale, Harry Kane, and Lucas Moura, they are trying to, of course, get into the Champions League position, the top 4 in the English Premier League. Let's quickly talk you through the fixtures to expect this weekend in the English Premier League. And of course, it will start off later tonight on Friday, where Newcastle United will take on Aston Villa, while Leeds United on Saturday will kick starting up against Chelsea. And also, we'll be seeing Crystal Palace take on West Bromwich Albion. Everton will host Burnley, and of course, Fulham and Manchester City will wrap up their matches on Saturday. Don't forget that for Manchester City, they actually ended their unbeaten run, or rather their winning streak against Manchester United. For the Red Devil, I don't know. In the week, during the UEFA Europa League, they drew against AC Milan and 1-1 at Old Trafford, and I can tell you that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the coach of Manchester United, is not very pleased, and of course he will be going into this weekend fixture with of course a heavy heart. He would want to win, and of course on Sunday we'll see Southampton take on Brighton and Hove Albion. Leicester City will take on Sheffield United, and I did tell you by 5:30 Nigerian time on Sunday it will be, of course, the North London derby. Tottenham Hotspur taking on Arsenal in the English Premier League, and of course West Ham United and of course Manchester United wrap this up on Sunday night in the English Premier League. Let's quickly talk you through how the English Premier League table looks like. Manchester City are top in 68 points, Manchester United 54 points, Leicester City in third position with 50 points, with 53 points, I beg your pardon. Chelsea in fourth position, 50 points, West Ham United in fifth position with 48 points, Everton in sixth position with 46 points, and Tottenham Hotspur with 45 points in seventh position. For Liverpool, they are in the eighth position, and also Arsenal in the 10th position, 38 and 43 points respectively. At the bottom of the log, we have Sheffield United, who we hear that Chris Wilder, their coach, will be already left the club earlier on Friday, and of course they will be going into this weekend's fixture with of course no head coach in particular, but they'll be looking to get a result in their game. They are in the 20th position right now from 14 points. I think they are gradually heading to a relegation. If they don't start getting the results, we might just see them being relegated from the English Premier League. And also, it will be something of interest for them because they'll see if whoever gets to take control of Sheffield United will be able to, and of course move them out of this relegation battle. In the 19th position is West Bromwich Albion, currently with 18 points, and of course Fulham, who have 5 Nigerian descent in their team, talking about Tosin Adarabio, Josh Maja, and a couple of other guys, Olaina, and a couple of other guys in their team. They are in the 26th position. Fulham over the weekend defeated Liverpool 1-0 right there at Anfield, ensuring that Liverpool in the league have lost 6 straight games in the English Premier League right there at Anfield. And of course, it's not been really smooth for Jurgen Klopp, the coach of Liverpool. But this weekend, he will be hoping to build on what he got in the UEFA Champions League victory against RB Leipzig, because they defeated RB Leipzig 2-0. Let's move on from English Premier League straight to the Spanish La Liga and talk you through what to expect this weekend in the Spanish La Liga. In the Spanish La Liga, fixtures will kickstart on Friday with a match between Levante and Valencia. And of course, on Saturday by 2 p.m., it will be Cadiz taking on Deportivo Alaves. Real Madrid will be hosting Elche right there. And of course, Osasuna will also have a fixture against Real Valladolid. Getafe will wrap up things against league leaders Atletico De Madrid. For Atletico Madrid, they are hoping to win the Spanish La Liga for, of course, the second time since 2012. The last time they won it was in 2012, and of course, you know that right now they are topping, and of course, they have a game in hand. But for Liverpool, for Real Madrid, and of course, Barcelona, they are giving them a very hot chase right now. Just 6 points separating them, and of course, Barcelona are in the second position, and of course, Real Madrid in the third position. On Sunday, it will be Celta Vigo hosting Atletico Bilbao. Granada will take on Real Sociedad. Aiba will take on Villarreal. For Villarreal, they won in the UEFA Europa League match on Thursday, and of course, with Samuel Chukwueze in that team, let's see if we'll be able to get a victory with his team this weekend. And of course, wrapping things up on Sunday will be Sevilla taking on Real Betis. For Sevilla, I think they will have themselves to blame because they lost to Barcelona 3 times in a row, or 2 times in a row, ensuring that they got knocked out of the Copa del Rey. And of course, in the league, they lost 2-0. In the Copa del Rey, they lost 3-0. That's a painful one for Julen Lopetegui of Sevilla. And of course, on Monday night, it will be Barcelona taking on Huesca. For Barcelona, they were hoping to do a miraculous comeback in the UEFA Champions League against PSG. But of course, Kylian Mbappe and his teammate had other ideas. But for Lionel Messi, he scored a thunderbolt of a strike in the UEFA Champions League during the week against PSG. But he couldn't really convert a penalty that more or less would have put them, of course, in the chasing position in that game. Of course, that is done and dusted. They have a new president now. Joan Laporte is back with the team. Let's see if we'll be able to, of course, lead them in another successful era. Let's not forget that the most successful era for Barcelona was particularly handled by this man, talking about Joan Laporte. This man was in charge for Barcelona from 2003 down to 2009 or thereabouts, if not 2012, I beg your pardon. I think he is the most successful president in the history of Barcelona. And the people of Catalonia are happy that he is back, but he said that he will be hoping to keep Lionel Messi in Camp Nou, and of course bringing current Arsenal head coach, talking about Unai Emery, as the head coach of Barcelona Football Club. Well, only time will tell if he will succeed or if that will be a good bargained for him. Moving on away from Spanish La Liga, let's go to the German Bundesliga, where it seems like Bayern Munich are keeping up, or rather Bayern Munich are trying to, of course, defend the title they won last time out. But kickstarting things up on Friday will be Augsburg against Borussia Mönchengladbach, Mainz 05 against Freiburg, Union Berlin will take on FC Cologne, Werder Bremen will take on Bayern Munich, and of course Wolfsburg will take on Schalke 04. Borussia Dortmund with Erling Haaland also against Sevilla, defeating them, and of course 2 goals to nothing, ensuring that Borussia Dortmund qualify for the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. And of course Erling Haaland setting the record in the process. Of course will take on Union Berlin, and we'll see if they can build on what they got during the week. Also on Sunday it will be, of course, Bayer Leverkusen taking on Arminia Bielefeld. RB Leipzig, who lost to Liverpool during the Champions League, will be hosting Eintracht Frankfurt, while VfB Stuttgart will be hosting Hoffenheim. As things stands right now, 55 points for Bayern Munich, they are topping, and of course, quickly followed in the second position is RB Leipzig with 53 points, Wolfsburg in third position with 45 points, Eintracht Frankfurt in fourth position with 43 points, Bayer Leverkusen in fifth position with 40 points. At the bottom of the log, in 16th position, Arminia Bielefeld with 16 in the 16th position with 19 points, Mainz 05 in the 17th position with 18 points, Schalke 04 in the, of course, 18th position with just 10 points so far gotten. And of course, we go straight to the Italian Serie A, the Scudetto, the Lega Calcio, they call it. Let's talk you through what to expect this weekend in the Lega Calcio, the Italian Serie A, or you want to say, of course, they were, of course, the League 4, the Gladiators. Of course, the race is heating up because we might be getting a new champion. Inter Milan seem to be holding on to the top of the position in the Italian Serie A, but we'll get to see that after this weekend because they have a tough one this weekend. Fixtures will start up later tonight, or rather on Friday night, when Lazio will take on Crotone, while Atalanta will take on Spezia. On Saturday, we'll see Sassuolo will take on Hellas Verona, Benevento will take on Fiorentina, Genoa will take on Udinese, and on Sunday, we'll see Bologna take on Sampdoria, Parma Calcio will take on Roma, Torino will be hosting tabletoppers Inter Milan, while Cagliari will be taking on Juventus, who will be hosting, of course, Atalanta in the coming week in the UEFA Champions League. Let's see if they will be able to get something. Rather, Juventus were already knocked out of the UEFA Champions League. They were knocked out of the UEFA Champions League during this week. That, of course, it means that their focus solely now is on the Scudetto, or the Lega Calcio, you want to call it, or the Italian Serie A, as many people prefer to refer to it. And of course, they will be hosting Sassuolo, or rather, Juventus will be hosting Cagliari, while AC Milan will be hosting Napoli's Victor Osimhen team. Let's see if AC Milan will be able to build on the draw they got against Manchester United during the week in the UEFA Europa League at Old Trafford. Don't forget that fixture ended 1-1. It took Diego Dalot's shot in the 92nd minute of that encounter to ensure that they got a 1-1 result from Old Trafford. Let's wrap things up from fixtures from the Nigerian Professional Football League this weekend. What to expect this weekend in the Nigerian Professional Football League? Abia Warriors will be hosting, of course, the Sam Masugida team, talking about Kano Pillars, and of course, Dakada FC will be hosting Kwara. Katsina United, I beg your pardon. Don't forget that Katsina United is being led by an Edo-born tactician, talking about Bodwin Bazwaye. He left insurance just a couple of months ago, and of course, he's hoping to take Katsina United away from relegation in the Nigerian Professional Football League. Enugu Rangers at the Cathedral will be hosting Adamawa United. For Enugu Rangers, the Flying Antelope, they will be hoping to, of course, chase down the Champions League position in the Nigerian Professional Football League. FC Ifeanyi will host Rivers United, and of course, Jigawa Golden Stars will host Akwa United, and of course, we'll be seeing Libi Stars also taking on Plateau United. MFM will be taking on Enyimba. Sunshine Stars will be taking on Nasarawa United. Wiki Tourists will be taking on Warri Wolves. As things stands right now in the Nigerian Professional Football League, Kwara United, whom we just talked about, are topping the table with 26 points from 14 games played so far. Enugu Rangers in second position with 26 points from 14 games played so far. Also, or rather, for 24 points from 14 games played so far, with just 2 points. They are in second position. Why tied on 24 points is Kano Pillars. Enyimba 24 points also, but with a better goal difference. Kano Pillars are in third position, while Enyimba are in fourth position. Don't forget that Enugu Rangers, Kano Pillars, and Enyimba are all tied on the same point. Guys, it's a wrap on the show right now, and of course, here's what we'll do for every weekend. You get to predict 3 games, and if you predict correctly for me, the winners of those games, you win yourself a fantastic prize. The game between Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur in the North London derby, and of course, in the Italian Serie A, the game between AC Milan and Napoli. Give me the winners of this team, of these matches, and also the game between Dakada FC and of course Katsina United in the Nigerian Professional Football League. If you can predict correctly the winners of these matches, you get to win a fantastic prize. Go straight to our comment section, drop your predictions, and of course if you win, we'll get to of course contact you and give you your fantastic prize. It's a wrap from me. My name remains Zahari Eguma, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the airwaves. See you in the next episode.